Hey, Rob Baldwin here, IMAX Productions, and you're watching the video training for Design a T-shirt in 10 minutes. Now, in under 10 minutes, I'm going to show you how to design a t-shirt from scratch in Photoshop and then bring it into Illustrator, convert it, and have it print ready to send and be printed on t-shirts. After that, I'm going to talk about the t-shirt printing process. You're going to learn about silkscreen and what goes into that and what the process actually is. We're also going to take a look at pricing so that you understand how a t-shirt print is priced so that you can design accordingly to that and try to get the best deal possible. I'll share with you several useful links that I use for fonts, for brushes, vector files, and stuff like that. Stuff that you can add to your t-shirt designs. And finally, you'll notice that included in this product are several templates for t-shirts, hoodies, tank tops, stuff like that you can use to design and to picture how your shirt's going to look like once it's printed. And finally, I've also included several t-shirt elements that I've designed that you can use freely in your designs. So I hope you enjoy, and let's get to it. All you got to do is navigate to the template folder, and here you got all the choices I provided you with: hoodies, shirts, tank tops, whatever you need. So just open up the file you like, and then open that in Photoshop. And here you go. Once you finish your t-shirt design, you just throw it on there on the front and the back, and you can visualize what the final shirt will look like. Now, I've provided you with a lot of colors in the template files, but if there's a specific color you're looking for that I haven't provided you with, there's a simple way that you can modify the colors to create your own. So simply choose the magic wand tool here, select the white background, and then we're going to come up here to select inverse, and that's going to select just the t-shirts here. Okay, from here you can copy and paste, so Command or Control C, Command and Control V, copy and paste a new file. And all we want to do here is go to Image, Adjustments, Hue and Saturation, Colorize, and now we can change that color. So let's say we're looking for a nice orange. We can bring it to orange here, up the saturation. We got a nice orange color. Click OK. And if you want to make it a darker or lighter colored orange, we're going to come back up to Image Adjustments, go to Curves. What we can do is we can drop the white down and make a dark orange shirt, or we can do the opposite, bring up the black and just play with this adjustments till you get the color that you like. And it's that simple. How to use the design elements. Now, all these design elements are EPS, which is a vector format, but we're designing our shirt in Photoshop. So what we want to do is open one of these in Photoshop. Since the image is an EPS, in order to use in Photoshop, we have to rasterize it. So this is going to prompt you to rasterize the EPS format. Choose an RGB color, and we want fairly big, so we're going to go with 300 dpi. And there you go. Here is your image, and what you could do is basically drop this onto your canvas for your t-shirt, and from there you could change the color using blending options to whatever color you'd like to use. And using the design elements in your design is just that easy. Okay, I want to add this skull image into my t-shirt design today. So first thing I want to do is remove this colored background here. I just found this picture on Google Images, and we're going to use it. So I'm using the magnetic lasso tool to select the skull, and again, very, very loosely. I mean, we're going to do this is going to be traced in Illustrator later, so it really doesn't have to be that perfect. There you go, just like that. So now let's turn it and let's straighten it out a little bit. Okay, like that. Now let's make the skull a little more evil, because right now, I mean, he's a normal kind of happy skull. I want one of those evil looking skulls. So we're going to bring it into Liquify here. What's fun about Liquify is you get to smudge things around. Okay, so first thing I want to do is give him kind of a frown this way here. There we go. Bring that nose up a little bit. See, now our skull's looking pretty evil. Okay, and it's that easy to make an evil looking skull. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to desaturate this. So what that means is remove the color. So come down here, image adjustments, and desaturate. Now we've got no color. Now what we have to do is there's lots of shades of gray in there. For our t-shirt design, we want this to be one color, so just white. So what we want to do is we have to add a lot of contrast. So we're going to add a curves layer. We're going to up this way here, we're going to down till we get pretty much just the one color that we want. There we go. Okay, now we've got that. We've got our image the way we want it here. Let's merge the whole thing. So we merged it. We want to invert that image. So now we have black, copy, come into Illustrator and paste. Click on Live Trace, click on the Tracing Options dialog box, come down here to one color logo. What that's going to do is it's going to remove the white and keep just the black. Trace. Click on Expand, and now we have our vector one color skull. So let's create our canvas. We'll do it about 7 by 9 at 150. That should give us enough room. Okay, and let's copy this right here because this is about where it's going to be printed. Copy that, Command or Control C, bring it here, Command or Control V, and then just stretch it out. Here's our canvas right here. Okay, and first thing we want to do, let's bring in that skull we just made from Illustrator. Bring it here. Right click on that blending options, and here's where we choose our colors. So let's make it white. Let's add some text elements. So right so here, make this bigger. It's down here. Make another one. Now, as you can see, the problem is our skull is covering the letters. So what we need to do is take our skull here, put it into a group, add a mask to that group, and simply make that make sure it's 100%. We're not dealing with shades when we do t-shirts. We need full colors this way here. There we go. And over here. Alright, so let's add a couple kind of twirly brushes in there. Spiral brushes. So remember that we want to keep the same color, so we're going to paste layer style. Oh, that's not right. So we're going to take the layer style, copy the layer style from our skull, and then paste onto here. So we've got our same stuff from there. And don't worry, we're going to remove it from behind the eyes there because I know that looks kind of ugly. So we've added some cool twirls there, but it's going in the eyes, it's covering the skull here. I don't like that. So again, all these were found in group number 4. Simply add a mask to there, grab a basic brush, make sure it's black, and then simply draw out where you don't want those lines to appear. Good for a white. Let's maybe add a couple just random dots here and there. Alright, let's add our secondary color. So we'll make another group, make another layer, Let's get some splatter brushes in there. Bang. And again, add a mask to that, and we want to remove where we don't want it to occur. I kind of like it in the eyes, so we'll keep that for now. We could always change that later. Okay, so our t-shirt's looking pretty damn good right now. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is bring this into Illustrator, convert it to a vector image, an EPS, so we can send to the printers to print. Okay, so first thing we want to do is make sure you save this file, because we do need to flatten it and you don't want to lose all that hard work. Okay, so first thing though is take the background layer, the shirt texture, go to blending options and throw on just a really bright plain color like this, because we need that in order to do the proper conversion. Okay, so now come here, image, flatten image. We're compressing everything into one flat image. We're going to select that, we're going to copy that, we're going to bring that into Illustrator, create a new document, and paste that in there. Perfect. Click on Live Trace up here, click on the Live Trace options, come down here, switch to color, max colors 3, because we have 3, red, black, and white, and trace. And then here we have our converted vector t-shirt design. We're going to click on expand. That'll give us all our vector points. Click on the direct selection tool here, click on the red, select same fill color, boom, and then just click delete, and the red is gone, leaving us with the white and black. The white is still there, and we're good to go. We are good to send that to print. Now, save this .ai or .eps, and this is the file you will send to your printers. Now from here, to create a template of this, come back here, get that EPS file. We don't need a very big, resolution 72 should be sufficient. Copy that, come into your template, paste, and there you go. You can put it in there. Now sometimes what I like to do is just drop the opacity ever so slightly so it looks like it's really embedded in that t-shirt from there. Okay, so that's designing a t-shirt in under 10 minutes. Thank you for watching. Now let's talk a little bit about the t-shirt printing process and the pricing involved and how this can affect your decisions when designing your t-shirt. Basically the process is called silk screening, where an ink is screened onto the fabric one color at a time. For every color on your graphic, a screen is created to then transfer the ink. Now in terms of pricing, this is important. Printers are going to charge you for every screen used in making your shirt. So let's say you're making a one-color shirt and it only has a graphic on the front. That's going to be very cheap because all they need to do is one screen. So even if you're making 500 shirts, doesn't matter, because they just need to create one screen and then just keep printing that on shirts and shirts and shirts. So that's not a big issue. Now let's contrast that to, let's say you're only making 30 shirts, but you have a 3-color design on the front and a 3-color design on the back. Now that's 2 graphics times 3 colors, that's 6 screens that they have to create. So that one shirt goes through 6 different processes to be printed to have the final design on there. So contrast that to the first one. Your 30 shirts are going to cost you a lot more than your 500 shirts from the first one. I'm exaggerating maybe a little bit, but cost goes up every time you add a screen, and the screen is added every time you add a graphic and a color. Okay, so try to limit your colors. I try to stick to about 2 colors. If I can design in 1 color, even better, but I try to avoid the 3-color shirts. Also, most shirts I design, have two graphics, graphic on the front, graphic on the back, that's fine. Try to avoid the third graphic. Some people like to have kind of a graphic on the arm. Again, you add a graphic, you add a set of screens, cost goes up. So you have to think about this this process when you're designing your shirt. I mean, everyone wants to have these amazing shirts and stuff like that, but it's really not cost effective. The second thing is size. First, when you're designing your shirt, before even designing your shirt, you have to know where you're going to get it printed, and you have to know what their screen size is, meaning the size of their silkscreen machine. What's the largest they can print? Now the smallest size you'll probably get is usually 8.5 by 11, which is a regular sheet, a regular piece of paper. That's pretty small. You can maybe get 10 by 15. I usually deal with 10 by 15. That's a good size print. But you know, if you're hoping to get a design like the typical Affliction or Tap Out shirts where the print is going over the shoulder and stuff like that, unfortunately, you're probably not going to find anyone that's able to do that. The thing is, those shirts are, you know, they get them printed in batches of a couple thousand or a couple 100,000 even, so they're able, you know, the cost goes down, they're able to print that much. It's rare that you're going to find a cost-effective way to create a very large print. So that's just something, you know, if you're printing a small amount of shirts, that's just something that you have to take into consideration, and unfortunately that's the reality of it. Last thing to mention is colors. Now, silk screening is not just, you know, on the computer, click print, and then it prints out the t-shirt. As I mentioned earlier, it's screened on, so those inks are mixed together by the press operator before. Now they have swatch books, they have all the sorts of methods to getting the right color, but you know what, more often than none, I've gotten my shirts back and they didn't look exactly like I wanted them to, how I designed them. The colors were a little off, you know, the red was a little darker than I would have liked, or something like that. So what I like to do is always, the templates I provided you, always when you're sending your print files, your EPS files to the printers, always send a nice JPEG that has the t-shirt template with your design on it and say, this is what I want, you know, this is what you need to match as close as possible. You might get a little variance there, but you can minimize that by providing the printer with a template of what the end product should look like. That's pretty much it for the video training for this product. Thanks for watching, hope you've enjoyed. Please follow me on Twitter, IMX Productions, and you can find more of these 10-minute design products on my site. That's robertbaldwin.ca or imxproductions.com. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.